Welcome to our service film, in which we present our high-security filter system, MultiSafe. We will show you in detail and step-by-step how to initially install and how to change the filter. Initial installation is very easy. Remove the service access door of the filter casing and insert the service desk component into the two guides. Now you can insert the filter very easily. The following tools are required for later filter replacements. The device for measuring tight fit, a protective bag and a rubber sealing ring, a torque wrench, a clamping device for insulating the protective bag, an electric soldering iron with a large flat soldering tip. To tighten the filter element, insert it into the casing opening and screw it down tightly with the torque wrench against the upper sealing surface. Place the rubber sealing ring behind the opening of the casing. Now, tighten the protective bag around the opening of the casing. Continue carefully and place the bag end over the deep groove so that enough bag surface remains. Use the red straps to insert the rubber sealing ring into the front deep groove. It is very important to use the front deep groove. Otherwise, contamination-free filter change is not ensured. The next step is to ensure the correct position of the rubber sealing ring in the deep groove. Then fold the protective bag and close the service access door. Finally, make an inspection for airtight fit. Attach the hose of the device for measuring tight fit to the bayonet lock of the measuring tubes of the MultiSafe. Close the pressure valve and press the bellows until the pressure gauge shows 2 kilopascal. When you open the pressure valve, neither the needle nor the measuring ball should move. The measurement result that you can see here clearly shows that the filter does not sit tight. It must be tightened. A special feature of the MultiSafe is that it is possible to tighten the filter with an open or with a closed service access door. Then repeat the measurement. Close the valve, pump, and then open the valve. Now the measurement result is within the range of tolerance, and the filter fits correctly. You can remove the hose. The high-security filter system can now be put into operation. If the filter system must be exchanged, always wear protective clothing. After removing the service access door, unscrew the filter element with the torque wrench and push the service desk into the guides. Now unfold the protective bag and grip the handle of the filter from the middle rear using the bottom of the protective bag. Pull 1/3 of it out of the casing and gather the bag completely around the filter element. Only then, again grip the handle with the bottom of the protective bag and pull the filter out of the casing and into the protective bag. Take care to avoid any possible damage to the protective bag that the filter element could cause. To prepare for welding, gather the middle area of the protective bag tightly and push it downwards into the clamping device to insulate the protective bag. Screw the clamp together and crank firmly. Start welding the protective bag opening when the soldering iron reaches the maximum working temperature. Now slowly cut the bag with a soldering tip. Perform this step very carefully to make sure that the protective bag is leak-free and tightly welded. The welding area will cool down after a short time and you can remove the clamp. This way of cutting the protective bag ensures that the filter and the casing opening of the multi-safe are sealed. Here you can see a leak-free welded protective bag. In this condition, the air filter element can be transported and disposed. Now you can pack the new filter element into a protective bag and put it with the bag opening forward on the service desk. Fold the end of the old bag carefully forward so that you can clearly see the back deep groove. Now attach 2 rubber sealing rings behind the opening of the casing. Make sure that the 2 rubber sealing rings don't overlap and that they lie properly in line. Now tighten the new protective bag around the opening of the casing. Place the bag over the deep grooves with enough space and keep some clearance at the end of the bag. Proceed with care and check that all sides of the opening correctly fit. Now take the front rubber sealing ring and tighten it in the free deep groove at the rear. Now push the rubber sealing ring into the groove and check the correct position of the ring all along the opening. After you are sure that the rubber sealing ring is tightly attached and that the protective bag is leak-free, and then very carefully start to remove the old bag within the new bag. Work with care and do not damage the new protective bag with fingernails or tools. Shift the old bag and the sealing ring that goes with it all along the filter to the bottom of the new protective bag. It stays there until the next disposal. Put the second sealing ring in the first deep groove that is now free. Now check the correct position of both rubber sealing rings along the entire surface. In small steps, insert the filter into the multi-safe unit and gather the protective bag to prevent it from being stuck between the filter and the unit casing. Now fold the bag with the old bag and the sealing ring inside it and tighten the new filter element. Check to make sure that the fit is airtight, as described earlier. The filter fits correctly only if the device for measuring the tight fit shows a reading within the correct range of tolerance. Remove the hose of the device for measuring tight fit and close the multi-safe. Now you know all the steps for the initial commissioning and for a routine filter replacement. Thank you for your attention.